Hello everyone. For today's update, I'm going to discuss an important change to COC coordinated entry policy and how that impacts data entry in HMIS. So as some of you may know, last week a new policy went into effect, a temporary amendment to COC coordinated entry policy, which incorporates a client and household's risk of severe illness and death into our prioritization for housing and other resources. So I have the policy in front of me, which you may have seen. Now we're going to take a look at how that policy plays out in HMIS. So first off, any of your clients that are in coordinated entry need to get this risk assessment done as soon as possible. And that may require doing some outreach, might require circling back to get documentation regarding certain underlying conditions or risk factors. But as you'll see, when you do a new coordinated entry for any clients going forward, there will be a question at the very end that asks, do you wish to enter the client and household's risk for severe illness due to COVID-19? You can choose no to do this later. You may not have all the information you need at that time. If you select yes, it'll take you into a screening history to show you if there are any COVID screenings that have been done. In this case, we see there is one. If one didn't exist, you would simply click Add a New Screening. And when you start a new screening, just scroll down to the section that says Risk Assessment. This is the part that's the focus of the policy change. Other parts of this screening do include a questionnaire in order to screen clients who may be presenting COVID-19 or symptoms of COVID-19. There's information here to record testing status, but what we're focusing on is this middle section on risk. So this is based on CDC guidance as well as recommendations from Westchester County Department of Health, which allows us to then assign a tier of risk to clients and their household. What you will want to do first is for your clients, review this list of risk factors and select any that are present, either for the client or members of their household, that household that's seeking assistance as part of coordinated entry. This list ranges from chronic kidney disease down to serious heart conditions and type 2 diabetes, as well as several others, as you see here. Once you have that information, and best to have that backed up by documentation, select the appropriate tier group. Again, this is for the household. So is there someone in the household who is 65 and up? You'll look at tier 1 and tier 2. If that person also has one or more of the risk factors we just reviewed, select tier 1. If that 65-year-old or up client has none of those factors, select tier 2. If the client and no one in their household is age 65 or over, they're going to fall under tier 3 or tier 4. Now, if one of the members of that household does have one of the risk factors, you do want to select tier 3. And then lastly, if the client and no one in their household is 65 and up, and there are no other risk factors, select tier 4. And once you have that information selected, click on Save. You can review the information that you have saved there on your screen. Click Finish, and you'll be done with the coordinated entry workflow. Now, for existing clients who are in coordinated entry, as well as clients who you may need to go back to identify their risk status, you can easily do so. One, you might want to go down your list of current residents who are in coordinated entry. You might want to go down your list of current enrollments That's under the home screen to review those clients. And once you pull them up, click on the enrollment record, and you'll see a new option here for COVID-19 risk. Select that option, and it'll take you to the screen that we just saw. You can add a new screening and risk assessment very easily. And again, you just need to record this for your clients in coordinated entry. And if you're working with families, just record this under the head of household. And that information under the head of household is applicable to everyone, is applicable for everyone in the household. So do keep that in mind. All right, well, that does it for this update. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. And if you have questions about any particular clients and how they might be affected by this change in policy, do reach out to the coordinated entry team, and they'd be happy to answer any questions you have. Take care.